wicka, I could be a little better, I could be a little better, I could be a little better this. Hit me with a little bit of it, I could be a senator. Hey, chicka wicka, I could be a little bigger, I could be.
All right, thank you for joining me here today, everyone. My name's Peter, and you can see here behind and beside me a nice little open air gallery made of drawings on nice big pieces of paper that I have very lovingly stapled to my fence with the staple gun. I just wanted to display my art a little bit, and not that I'm letting anyone into my backyard, but look, let's go make some more and then come staple them to the fence. Expand our collection, okay? All right, so I've got my sketch pad here. This is a Borden and Riley number 116 artist drawing sketch. Something or other. Anyways, it's the kind of paper I'm drawing on, and I've been using these two POSCA pens, which I've pretty much emptied them out doing the first 20 drawings, so thankfully I have a stash of a bunch more. You'll notice that this marker here has a bullet-shaped nib, and this old marker has a chisel-shaped nib. This is still a black marker, I just haven't pressed it down and gotten all the ink flowing yet. So during the time that I drew the first 20 or so drawings, it took me a day or two, and I watched the docu-series called Tiger about Tiger Woods. That's what I was doing while drawing, and it was pretty interesting, but I have mixed feelings about watching these documentaries about, famous and successful people, because I'm half and half. Halfway inspires me and motivates me, but also halfway discourages me, right? I've watched a lot of them, whether it's about, athletes. I watched the Last Dance one about Jordan, or there's lots of them about, rock stars and stuff, or there's so many documentaries about successful people, right? Naturally, it is a little bit inspiring because, you see greatness and then you aspire to greatness and you want to go do cool things and be great also, right? So I feel like that's the natural result of it. Maybe that's what they intend. I don't know what the intention of documentary makers is sometimes. Maybe it's just to entertain or inform. Anyways, so sometimes I get inspired. But the flip side of that coin is that I get very demotivated sometimes because, for example, like with Tiger Woods, watching that documentary, it became very clear that this guy was like a weaponized version of golf. His parents raised him in a way that in almost like a militarized, like he was at 6 months old, he was holding a golf club. At 2 years old, he was out on the course, swinging and sinking balls, however you call it, whatever the lingo is. Like, he was out there doing it, like, as soon as physically possible. As soon as, like, his little 2-year-old muscles would let him walk around on the golf course and swing a club, he was doing it. And like, his dad in particular and his mom also, like, they like dedicated their lives to turning him into the best golfer, right? And it worked. And that's cool and all. But then sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, I also want to be the best, but I didn't start when I was 6 months old. And I've had a lot of downtime in the meantime. And in the, all these documentaries, they talk about how obsessed these people are with what they did, how every waking moment, Tiger Woods would be like driving around, or his driver would be driving around, and he'd be like, stop, I've got to practice this swing, and his driver would just have to like drop him off on the side of the road, and he'd be like practicing his swing out on the side of the freeway. Like, he's that obsessed with it. And I'm like sitting here like, I have so much downtime. I'm just like trying to catch my breath. I mean, Okay, your boy Tiger did have some downtime. We all know that. But I don't know. It's just like I don't know. Maybe the documentaries are dishonest in the sense that they portray these people as more than human, and that discourages me. So that, I don't know. I'm kind of getting off on a tangent now, but anyone else ever feel that way? Like, it's like they set the bar so high. I mean, maybe it explains how these people achieve such high levels of greatness. But then I'm 30 years old. Is it too late? It's not too late. I'm telling you now, and I'm convinced of it. It's not too late, because that's also not what life is all about. Like, I'm learning a little bit of guitar right now, and every now and then I just have to remind myself it's okay to learn very slowly and casually, and to not have the goal of being the best rock star ever, and to just have the goal of just being a casual guitarist who just knows a few songs and chords. And that's okay. I don't know why I have this thing stuck in my head that everything I do, I have to be incredible at, because I feel like that's like setting myself up for disappointment, because that's just I can't reach that bar every time, right? Anyway, so that's why I usually don't watch those documentaries. It's unrealistic. Stories about the 1 in a million, 1 in a billion people, and then I start thinking, how could I be that person? Why aren't I that person? But I think it's much more profitable and helpful for me just to figure out how to be happy with who I am and what I am doing. Anyways, let me know what you think. All right, there you go. Here's the 4 new ones. Pretty happy with those. Let's go take a little tour of the whole gallery. As you can see, I've numbered each one down here in the bottom right-hand corner, but I'll just show them to you 4 at a time, because that's kind of how they fit on the fence. This is maybe one of my least favorite ones, but that's okay. That's how that's what I started with, and that's all right. And then it really just kept on getting better from there. Pretty loose and scribbly with these 4. And then here was a little series where I started drawing things that looked a little bit more like faces. A very simple face here, and then some little like cartoonish faces. And then this one seems like a very abstract, almost cyberpunky, I don't know. It looks like it could be a robotic face to me. There's definitely like a neck type of thing going on there, but it could be nothing. It could just be like an overgrown peanut butter jar. That kind of looks like a lid on top. All right, moving on. A couple of things that look a little less facey, but I still like how they look. A little more facey. This looks like a mixture between something organic and a rock formation. I like this one a lot. Kind of wish I'd done a few that looked a little more like this, but you just gotta take what you can get. This one kind of looks like a bit of a cyborg. Not sure about this one. Really, the idea here, I might have mentioned this already earlier in the video, the idea here was really just to move the pen and the mark around quicker than my brain can move around, right? I like how minimalist this one is. Like some little unknown device. This one here kind of grew off of this one. Same kind of idea, but just a little more to it, right? This one I started out really hating. I didn't enjoy it at all. But then once I finished it and I looked at it lying there on the floor, I enjoyed it more and more. The more I looked at it, the more I liked at it. And I wanted to keep on going back to it and adding more to it, but I thought, no, I just got to leave it. There's a really good chance I'll ruin it. And this one turned out to be one of my favorites. It's like a weird disintegrating face. That one came out of nowhere and surprised me. Neighbor's dog is barking at me a lot. Hey, doggy. Anyways, this was the end of my original series. I had mixed feelings about it. And then the 4 I did for you just now, out of these, Out of these, this is probably... Excuse me. Hey, what's wrong? Just trying to talk about my art here. Anyways, out of all these, these two are probably my favorites. I thought I put too much thought into this one. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. And I don't know. This one's kind of middle of the road, but I'm happy. I like having my own little art display out here. I wonder how long it'll last. 24 pieces. All right. So goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, doggy.
Hey, chicka wicka wicka, I could be a little better, I could be a little better that, I could be a little better this. Hit me with a little bit of it, I could be a senator. Hey, chicka wicka wicka, I could be a little bigger, I could be a little better that, I could be a little better this. Hit me with a little bit of it, I could be a senator.